Hi Virgo, hope you guys are doing great today. Welcome to your, I guess we're going to call it July 22nd, to the end of July read. Hope you guys are doing great today. Remember guys, these are general messages. If it's not your message today, I'm sorry. Maybe we'll get you next time, but certainly don't try to make it fit if it doesn't fit your life right now. And certainly check your rising sign, moon sign, and Venus sign for the most complete message. Remember your sun sign, your rising, those are just one room in your house of self. Hope you guys are doing great today. Remember, the energies could always be flip-flopped as well, vice versa. Okay, so we're going to use the Chakra Tarot to pull your Celtic cross spread. We're going to pull some Lenormand again. Guys, this is the Lenormand deck that I use by Ciro Marchetti, the Gilded Reverie Lenormand, the expanded edition. A lot of you guys have been asking me about it, so I figured I would just show you the box. Okay. So on the 22nd, we have Mercury in Cancer, sextile Uranus in Taurus. So, you know, not a big deal that day. Just be super flexible with plans, ideas, people who you might find a little annoying, mildly unstable, maybe highly unstable, highly erratic. Just be adaptable to the circumstances. Let the day flow. Try to avoid any sort of, you know, weird stuff going on. Just sort of rise above on the 22nd. As the next day, we have beautiful sun going into Leo. What a cool day that is. We're all going to feel pushed to just shine and have fun and express ourselves, and just really beautiful like gestures and attitude. We do want to just be careful of our ego. All of us have to be careful of our ego on that day. Okay, let's start pulling Ace of Cups. Love it. Nice start. Crossed by Temperance. Why not? Looks good. We get the Magician. Let me move these guys back. So we'll pull all the cards and then we'll pull it apart and we'll see what the story is. Okay. Six of Swords is the near future. Okay. What's going on with that? We have Wands. Okay. In your fear position, we have the Knight of Wands. And the Hermit. Okay. Let's see what's going on, Virgo. All right, let's see what comes up for us. All right. So I do want to say on the 27th, though, there might be a little bit of sensitivity because we have 3 transits happening on that day. 2 are a little challenging and 1 not so much, to take the edge off. So we have, first we have Mercury in Cancer squaring Mars in Aries. Okay, so whenever we have Mars squaring anything, right, your fuse could be a little short on anger and patience that can get in the way and hamper your judgment. So just try to avoid any sort of disagreeable conflicts that you can, because the bottom line is if you engage in any kind of conflict, it's probably going to result in some sort of rejection or insult. So better to put your mind and your body into something really constructive if you can. Okay, Capricorn, good. It's about work. Got something going on about that 10th house energy. Okay, very nice. Yeah, so that's one transit. And then the second one is Venus in Gemini square Neptune and Pisces. So we have that aggression, right, of that Mars square, right? But then here, your sensitivity can easily make you vulnerable to deception and confusion. And your tendency might be to exaggerate with emotional theatrics or to run and hide, right? In some sort of like mute seclusion, which is so you guys, right? Because, you know, you guys are the hermit energy, right? But just kind of to nurse your hurt, to just kind of deal, you be like, I am not dealing, right? And to just draw on your own inner strength. Because people and relationships, people, business connections, everybody's just going to be a little weird that day. But what is going to help is Jupiter and Capricorn sextiling Neptune and Pisces. It's going to help to chill that out a little bit, taking the edge off the situation to find the positive in something. So not too bad, but just know that that's just something that's going to be happening. It's not, you're not crazy. It's not going to be a forever kind of thing. Just start to try to stay patient when you guys are feeling that, okay? Let's pull these Lenormand. And then, well, okay, we have Child. We have Snake. Uh-oh. And we have Ring. All right. So let's talk about this. I'm going to throw the dice and we will read this. We have Saturn, Aquarius in the 3rd house. All right. So let's talk about this. Before we get into anything here, guys, the last thing I wanted to tell you, the last transit is on the 30th. we have two things going on that day. Mercury, Cancer, opposing Jupiter and Capricorn. Mercury in Cancer, trining Neptune and Pisces. A lot of Cancer. I feel, do I feel safe? Do I not? Right? But I like this energy. Because if anybody who is working on any kind of agreement, trying to solidify something in a relationship, trying to work out any sort of agreement of any kind, it's going to go positively as long as you stay grounded in reality and your integrity. Right? Other people are going to want you. People are going to want to show up for you and with you, which is great. But if you're deceptive in any way, if you exaggerate in any way, it's going to dissolve as quickly as it entered. So that's just a little caveat for that energy. Just know that going in. All right. So before we get into anything, let's go straight to these Lenormand. Boy, these are calling me big time. You know, Lenormand looks like tarot again, guys, not to be repetitive, but I don't know, some of you may be new to my channel. If so, welcome, welcome. They look like tarot, but they're not the same as tarot. We can acknowledge them singularly, but we have to read them as a collective. So a child can be quite literally a child. This could also be childlike tendencies. This could indicate something that's very new and young, like a new business, a new relationship, a new venture that you're taking on. But by itself, it does indicate this beautiful promise that's coming upon you and all of this sort of excitement for the new and how something is going to roll out. Let's pop over the snake for a minute and speak about the ring. So the ring is all about, if it has to do with a business, it has to do with finances going really well, papers being signed, things being solidified. It does quite literally mean engagement, marriage, anything where there's any sort of paperwork that would be signed to create a firm foundation. You know, back in the day, they used to actually put rubies in the foundation of buildings to help energetically, help the energies in that building be prosperous, stay healthy and prosperous, and bring them, you know, fruitful resources and whatnot. So we have these two very beautiful and benefic energies on each side, but then we have in the center the snake. And the snake really is not a pleasant energy, guys. I'm not going to lie, right? I mean, there are like negative energies in Lenormand. And it really is quite literally somebody who's very duplicitous, somebody who can be very two-faced, somebody who is saying, you know, saying one thing, acting another way, somebody who is very superficial, but just very prone to being malicious, you know. This could also indicate the ending of a relationship, right? Because we have the apples and the snake. So this really does allude to the Adam and Eve story in the Bible, having to do with the ending of the first beautiful relationship, right? So this can quite literally be that. So I give you all those interpretations. Now let's blend them together. So for those of you here with relationship on your heart, you could be dealing with a very immature individual who is saying that they want to get married, they're going to move in together, they want to do A, B, and C with you, but the bottom line is it's smoke and mirrors. All right, that's going to be for some of you. I hate to be, you guys know I don't like to deliver bad news. Also, I'm Virgo rising, right? So I'm just, let's just call it what it is, right? So that could be one thing. If it has to do with, this could also be quite literally, somebody gets, you know, maybe you get pregnant or your partner gets pregnant, and somebody being very duplicitous in as far as their intentions with you moving forward. But there could be a child involved. This could also be maybe you're married already, you're already in the institution. Perhaps you have children, you're dealing with somebody who is acting pretty shady in the marriage, having to do with either a third party or something irresponsible having to do with your finances where they're not being honest with you. It doesn't necessarily have to mean a third party. So I always want to say that, okay? If it has to do with business, we have this promise of a firm foundation, paperwork being signed and all of that, and this very excited new beginning in this business venture, but somebody is not showing up with integrity. So you could be getting into some sort of business connection, business partnership, where this is really not what it seems to be. Just something that you just need to keep in mind. So however it relates to you, there's going to be this young energy, either something brand new that you're getting into, something young that you're in already, or very directly something having to do with children where there's this promise, right? And you're in this space of being promised something, but there's this duplicitous energy in the center of it all. So this is really just a heads up energy, guys. It's really what the Lenormand are for. Better to be forewarned and forearmed than to not be at all, is what I say. Then we have Capricorn energy as the astral card. So Capricorn is Saturn. I'm kicking things around here. So Capricorn is the landlord of the 10th house with the ruler of Saturn. This is all about your career, public reputation. ruled by Saturn. Saturn's all about restriction and structure, but not in a bad way. Because the thing is, Saturn gets a bad rap. Because the gifts that Saturn brings when we put in the hard work and we give the due diligence, beautiful. But this can indicate that whatever you're going through right now, you're going to feel some structure. You're going to feel some resistance, some holding back. So you're going to feel kind of like you have that metaphorical kind of like harness on, where you're trying to move forward, but there's this pulling back, but it's for a good reason. Because whenever Saturn does that, it's for a higher good, and it's because we might not be seeing something that we really need to see. And that's the gift here of Saturn. Now, the Astro Dice indicates Aquarius, which is all about, ruled by Uranus, and Uranus is all about the future. Future. Yeah, I like this. Look, and then we have Saturn. So we have Saturn here, so we have Saturn there, Capricorn, and we have Saturn here. So Saturn, this brings a reality check on anything that you've had cloaked in conscious or unconscious delusion. And you may feel a level of unfairness in your life right now, or even that restriction I was just talking about, but you have to trust that whatever comes up now is meant for your evolution so that you can work towards that future. And why I like that we also got the third house. Gemini is the landlord of the third house, with Mercury as the ruler. And this is where the North Node energies are right now. This is all about learning. Gemini is all about learning right now. Just workshop, webinar, making connections online. This rules online, any kind of online communication having to do with social media, any sort of online work that you're doing. It has to do with paperwork. It has to do with short distance travel, communication. All the stuff that we're kind of talking about. It even has to do with, because Gemini is the student. So it could even have to do with something that you're studying, a decision that you're making in as far as what you want to be studying, what you want to be focusing on in your future. So I think that, I like the Astro Dice in the card because I feel like there's protection here against the snake. I don't like the snake. No. Let's get right into these now. We have the Ten of Wands coming into this energy, and this is just the card of burden, right? I mean, it really is, very directly. It's just like, I can't hold these wands anymore. Saturn and Sagittarius, more Saturn energy. Whatever it is became too much. Now, for those of you who are married, this can indicate that you guys are so busy with everything else in your life that your marriage is not getting the attention that it needs to get. It's not a done deal in any way, but it's a warning that there is a need to connect, to reconnect, okay? For those of you who are married. For those of you who are major multitaskers and you are dealing with a very busy day-to-day and a very busy between your ears, where you're dealing with some sort of hurt from the past, you're dealing with some sort of current anxiety, maybe a little bit of both, maybe a lot of bit of both, but whatever it is, it's just too overwhelming. And you're being pushed, because we're coming into this energy, you're feeling pushed to the point where you just can't do it anymore, and you need to put the wands down. Something became too much. Now, for those of you who might be doing, not much of anything out of the ordinary in your day-to-day, but you're feeling this heavy burden of life in general. I know many people are feeling that, where it's just too much. There's just too much external stress and strain, and there's got to be some release valve somewhere. You have to put the wands down. It's just all too challenging, in order for you to move forward. So I'm getting that a cycle ended in that you were doing, whether it had to do with career, a friendship, or an intimate connection, a family connection. It became too heavy, too much, and you had to put it down and you had to end the cycle. There was just no more with that. But now you're in the space of, there's a new beginning right here, right now. This is the current situation. Ace of Cups is a brand new offering. So this could be you offering your cup, somebody offering your cup, whatever. It's a brand new beginning. Can be in a relationship. This can also indicate a new job offer, right? If you have nothing to do with career right now, or even a new friendship, anything like that. And I like that it's crossed by Temperance. Temperance is a beautiful alchemical energy that's connected to Sagittarius, which is all about compromise, compromise. What do you need? What do they need? What does the situation need, right? Because even every relationship, every single connection we have, there are three entities, right? The two souls in it, and then the joining of the souls, right? So there's conversation here. I mean, if this has to do with relationship, because guys, we can't look at relationship just through our eyes. And even though most of us know that, right? I mean, most, until we're all smart enough to understand that. But it's hard to remember it when you're in a relationship. It's like, think about the person who, they're very well intended and they get somebody a gift because they think that person's going to like the gift. But are they giving them that gift because they like it? Or is it genuinely because they think that that person's going to appreciate it? Or is that person able to put themselves in that person's shoes and try to feel and see things from the other person's perspective? It's not so easy all the time to do in relationships. You know, ideally, yeah, we know to do that. But sometimes when things are not going the way that we would really like them to go, it's very challenging for us to be like, oh, hold on, let me think about things from their perspective. It's not the easiest thing. But I do like there's some sort of new beginning here with an energy that's very fair. It's very fair. At least there are conversations going on. So I like it. And then it's crowned by the Magician, which is Mercury. Lots of communication. Mercury, again, also rules that third house of Gemini. It also rules Virgo. And Virgo is you guys. And you guys are the landlords of the sixth house, having to do with health, mental, physical, emotional, day-to-day work environment, day-to-day environment in general. So I kind of feel like, you know, in this case, the Magician is sort of this... you know, this is another alchemical energy as well, right? With the Temperance, we have the two strongest alchemical cards here, where it's like, you know, you're going to be learning things in the third house that are going to end up affecting your day-to-day in that sixth house. So if it has to do with, like, you know, learning new things about each other, learning through things about relationship, about what's good in the relationship, and it's going to end up impacting the day-to-day of your relationship. It's going to end up impacting your mental health and your emotional health. If it has to do with work, you're learning a new approach to work. You're learning something new at work, and that's going to affect your day-to-day work environment. You see how the two of them work together. So it's creating this newness in the Magician energy. And we love the Nine of Cups as the foundation. This is a wish fulfillment card. So whatever's on your heart that you're really working towards, I like it. This is good that these wands were put down. This is good, because the bottom line is, you're either in a brand new relationship, Virgo, or you're in a brand new phase of your relationship. And the only reason I'm saying that is because of the Temperance card. The Temperance card is generally like, you know, if you guys are trying to cooperate, that's generally not a space that you're at just yet, straight out of the gate. But it would certainly be if you guys are making the decision to go into a next phase, level your relationship up, become a healthier version of that relationship. Do you know what I'm saying? So I feel like there is conversation going on right now with what seems to be good intention, and you are at the Three of Wands, which is great. This is a fast energy. This is fast communication coming in, email, text message, phone call. This is like an energy just calling you in a very passionate way onto this next path, this new path, this new opening on your path. So I definitely feel, Virgo, there's change here. The bend in your path is happening. And it's certainly, I feel like it's starting to happen for you. It's probably going to come more to fruition as we come out of retrograde season. Retrograde season is going to start lightening up come September. But I feel like the start may begin the end of this month and sort of start really sort of unfolding itself until like the second, third week of August. Just knowing the energies that are coming up there. You have this argumentative energy though. See, and I feel like this is associated with the snake. Now, this is external to you. This is an external situation. This is an external energy. This is not you. And the Five of Wands is a Saturn in Leo. Saturn is all about structure, restriction. Leo is all, with a 5 is all about egotism. Somebody's ego is a little out of whack. Somebody is wanting to have a battle of the wills. Somebody's a little too entrenched in their ego, external to you, Virgo. Somebody, and this is the thing, when you have this as an external energy, you can end up in an argument with this person where you're like, why am I even in this life right now with this person? Like, why are we having this argument? It has nothing to do with me. Where it's very easy for you to identify that whatever argument is going on is actually ultimately not your issue. But somebody's trying to make it your issue, and you're not going to appreciate it. It's going to be really annoying, but it's going to be this thing that you're going to have to pay attention to. It's going to be scary for you. Oh, listen. Knight of Wands, Scorpio and Sagittarius. I mean, is somebody instigating fights in the relationship to create an excuse to be out of the relationship? Is somebody creating issues within this business opportunity or in work in order to get their way, in order to manipulate a situation in a certain way? Because that could certainly be the case here. Your fear with the Knight of Wands, this is, again, Scorpio and Sagittarius. First of all, if you're in a relationship, you might be having some trust issues with your partner. Okay? Just saying that. Now, if it has to do with a business partnership, you may even be having trust issues if it's a business partnership as well. But it's this feeling that you're not inherently trusting something, Virgo. You're not, like there's something about this person, this situation that you're not trusting. Because Scorpio is all about transformation, right? It's ruled by Pluto. And it's like very abrupt, sudden endings with simultaneous new beginnings, right? That's what Scorpio is about. It's also where obsession hangs out, right? It's where obsession hangs out. So we have that idea combined with the idea of moving forward with integrity. So it's like I feel like you're in this space of, oh my gosh, can I trust it? Like I want to move forward with this person, but I don't know if I could trust them to be stable, to be like ride or die in this particular situation. Now, I just want to say, some of you guys might be in great relationships. This could have to do with business. Your business might be going great. This could have to do with a relationship. All that might be great. This could be a family connection. You follow? Tarot doesn't mean that this is just the energy. You have to apply it to your life as you see fit. We have the Hermit energy. We have you guys, deep introspection. So for some of you in a relationship, this could indicate either, for some of you, working on your relationship in private. You know what I'm saying? Others of you, this could be going it alone for a minute, because you need to take the mental space to figure out the dealio with what's really going on here. If this has to do with work, this can indicate a sabbatical. This could indicate some sort of time off, perhaps even a furlough situation. But it doesn't even have to be like negative like that, as far as it being a furlough. But just time, how do I say that? Stepping back and being a lot more objective about what it is that you're in, so that you can make a really solid decision, because something's going to be impacting you here. Something's going to be happening that's going to make you think, that's going to make you suspicious, that's going to make you feel uncomfortable. Something is going to be nagging at your belly that you're just like, something's not right. And then we have the near future. We have the Six of Swords. So, look, this is moving away from toxicity into a healthier space. But for some of you, this could be doing this mentally, if you can't actually in the 3D right now, where you're planning how you may end up moving forward in a more permanent way of moving forward if you can't do it yet. But this is the thing. It's a minor arcana. It's not a major arcana. So this can be needing some space to think, because there is no question that there was some sort of like everything was flowing beautifully. You're feeling really good, talking about plans, and then this external energy started creating a ruckus. And it incited this fear in you, where you were just like you're not trusting it to move forward. There's something either about this person right now, their history, something they said that's making you feel like things aren't going to be safe moving forward, and you just don't want to play. You don't want to play. So you want to move yourself away from this energy. It's definitely what I'm feeling here, for sure. But the good thing about this, though, is that I feel like your eyes are open. So I want to go back to the snake, and I want to go back to the 27th. Because the 27th, things are going to be weird, okay? Things are going to be weird. You have to really pay attention to whatever this person is saying to you. Yeah. Definitely pay attention. But, good point, I feel like your work's going to be pretty good ultimately. Even if this has to do with work, I don't feel like it's going to end up inhibiting you in a way where it's going to end up really impacting your ultimate bottom line, because I feel like, for some reason, I feel like your energy is a little more powerful than this person, where if they end up not being a good partner for you, you're just going to go it alone, or you're going to find somebody else. So you're not going to bother with this energy. So I feel like at the end of the day, there's not going to be a whole lot lost if this has to do with a business connection. Starting a business, getting involved with a new company, maybe getting involved with somebody new. Because whatever, I just feel there's this ego that you're going to have to be dealing with. It's the five of one. I mean, it's an uncomfortable energy. And Leo's a beautiful energy, but when we have that 5 and that conflict and that ego and that Saturn involved in it, yeah, no, not so good. Not so good. All right, so let's clear these and let's see for our Virgo friends what we can find out about relationships. So we'll pull some heart oracles, some Island Time Wellness, some of my homemade oracles. Move these guys out of the way. And some regular tarot for additional messages as we need. All right, so let's pull the heart first. Now, these could be an extension. Typically they are. Sometimes they're not. Sometimes the additional read ends up resonating with a whole other group of people. So, okay. Oops. Something wanted to come out. Okay, these do not want to shuffle. Virgo, what's going on? This is like weird. I mean, I know they're a heart shape, but like, okay. All right, I gotta cut these bad boys. They don't want to work for me. Come on, Spirit. Give Virgo something good. All right, what does this say here? Don't make decisions based on guilt or what you think you should do, for it is only in being true to yourself that you can be true to others. Ooh, Virgo. Is it possible that you're maybe the snake? Please don't come after me for saying that. I mean, the energies could always be vice versa. It just seems like you might be feeling 100% on board with something and really want something, and you're saying that you want it, but at the end of the day, there's something that's holding you back, but you may not be totally honest about it straight out of the gate. Do you know what I'm saying? Because you're not sure. And that's such a weird place to be in, because you want to be honest, but you also don't want to sabotage the potential. Because that's how it is working through fears, right? Passion, a magnetic and seductive quality surround you at present. Enjoy it. My beloved, though we may be physically apart spiritually, we are always united, for love transcends space and time. Nothing is missing. Okay. I don't know, Virgo. Is there another energy involved here? Are you trying to release an old... I am getting this for somebody. I mean, it's not for me, but this is somebody. You have somebody else in your energy field, and you're trying to make a go at something with somebody. Somebody else is in here. Well, let's see what we have. Stabbed in the back. Mask. So many masks. The mask cards are just coming up so much in all the decks for this reading, just cumulatively with all of the, just very interesting to me. Last week it was all about how everybody needs to focus on themselves, take care of themselves, and this week it's like masks are everywhere. I don't know. All right, let's see what's going on. You tell me I push you away and that I'm too critical of you. Instead of admitting you want out of the relationship, I'd prefer honesty any day. Wow, that has to... Isn't that what I said about the 5 of Wands? That's speaking to somebody. You tell me I push you away and that I'm too critical of you. Instead of admitting you want out of the relationship, I'd prefer painful honesty any day. Yeah, I mean, some people do that, right? They instigate arguments to create issues and then try to blame the issue for the reason they want to be out of the relationship without owning the fact that they started in the first place, because they need some sort of release valve. We are not mind readers. Let's tell each other what we need. Yeah, I mean, you need that in the temperance energy. That's the temperance energy right there. Absolutely. Sometimes things don't work out. Two good people, two different soul paths. Well, we have stabbed in the back, heartbreak, pain, separation, deception, shocking attack, mask, not showing true feelings, hide, personify, pretend, delude, gaslighting. This is the snake, guys. Not saying that you might be dealing with that energy. And then we have seduction, attraction, flirting, dating, hooking up, temptation, third-party interference. But I feel like you're on fire as far as your passion goes. I do feel like that. But now we have this idea of don't make any decisions based on guilt for what you think you should do. You can't pull yourself away from this person, even though it seems like something unhealthy is going on here. I do feel two energies here, I do. There's not one. There's a mix. All right, let's see what the cards say here. Let's pull. These I don't read in the reverse. Lots of coins. Okay, coins in relationship reads means mental, physical, emotional connection. Six of Swords again. We get the Moon. All about honesty. Yeah, we got the swords, we got coins. Talking about connection, but not okay. Seven of Coins. Let's just break it down. Seven of Coins indicates a new cycle. Okay, the Seven of Coins is where I like to say the Four of the World and the Three of the Trinity meet. So it's literally where heaven and earth meet. And it's a promising energy. It's a promising energy for resources if that's been an issue. It's a promising energy for mental, physical, emotional connection. That's been a thing. But it's Saturn in Taurus. So it's about, there is some structure, restriction now. There's some limitation now in what you guys are going through. But it's going to be a good thing for you. It's kind of the energy of like, put in the hard work now, save, and you're going to have it for later. But this is a commitment to a new cycle. There's newness here because seven is a new cycle. Okay, so there's something new in relationship. And when I mean cycle, I mean you're embarking on a new path, a new approach within a relationship, within connection. Now, then we have the King of Coins energy. So the King of Coins is an Aries and Taurus energy. Aries is ruled by Mars. It's about a fresh path, a new perspective. This is a new approach to something, okay? And in Taurus, Taurus, yes, is a pentacle energy, but it's also ruled by Venus, which has to do with anything Venusian, the beautiful trifecta, including how you feel, your self-worth, love, and also resources and things you value. So the King of Coins is a nice energy because it's a court card. So if this is you, you're in a pretty good space right now, Virgo, having to do with your finances, feeling really good about things. If this is an external energy approaching, you could be meeting somebody who has their money together, who has their act together when it comes to this, who understands connection and communication and all of that fabulous stuff. And if this is just a general energetic influence, it's just this idea that you know there's this new path opening up to you and you're feeling intuitively that it's an abundant and good path to go on. Then we have the Knight of Coins. So the Knight of Coins is a Leo and Virgo energy. So this is a fiery energy. It really is. Leo is very fiery, very demonstrative in a very pragmatic way that's going to impact your day-to-day, right? Remember, you guys are all about the day-to-day, very pragmatic, keeping it real. Knight of Coins is very down-to-earth, very practical, very pragmatic. So it's a very practical and grounded energy here, very grounded. We have the Queen of Swords. So the Queen of Swords is it's you guys, it's Virgo. It's a Virgo and Libra. So it's a very practical approach to relationship from a very honest perspective. This is just the truth about what's necessary for this to happen. This could indicate somebody who is obviously very communicative, somebody who wants to teach you about relationships, somebody who's willing to learn about relationship. And it's just like this mercurial vibe, right? And it's all based on reality. It's based on truth, right? This person can have a sharp tongue when they're pushed the wrong way, but they're all about honesty and truth. But then we have the Six of Swords, which is about moving away from toxicity and moving away from something that feels very, very viscerally uncomfortable for us. And then we're ending with the Moon, and the Moon is all about I feel. Now, the Moon here in tarot, in astrology, even though this is so confusing for so many people, in astrology, the Moon rules Cancer, which is that 4th house energy, right? But when we're connecting tarot to astrology, it's Pisces. I know it's silly, but that is the reality. And Pisces is ruled by Neptune, which is all about trying to look at reality through a dirty window. So something, you're very confused about something, but you're very confused inside of yourself. You're really very much doing the hermit thing. There's a lot of activity going on in your mind right now, in your heart, in your soul. You may even be feeling this in your physical body, the level of confusion. There's a lot of confusion here. It just is. Because you don't know what to do. Because you're dealing with two different energies. You just are. And in the center card is the mask. So you're trying to be something or do something that you feel like you should be or need to be right now in order to move your life forward. I'm being honest with you, and I'm not saying this because I'm speaking to you, because I think you guys, those of you who've been watching me, know me better than this. I honestly don't sense any malice here with this. I feel like you're trying to pull yourself away from an energy that you know is not good for you, but it happens to be an energy that you still feel very drawn to, that you still have a lot of feelings for. That's just sort of like, dare I say, like a residue on your soul. I know that sounds horrible, but clearly this is somebody who did not make you feel good. Somebody who was manipulative, right? Who perhaps invited another energy into your relationship, or at least they were flirty, or they somehow stabbed you in the back. They somehow stabbed you in the back, you know? Yeah. And at least you feel like that. At least that's how you feel. And this is, sometimes things just don't work out. Two good people, two different soul paths. You hurt them, they hurt you. Maybe you didn't hurt them, and you feel like it seems like it didn't work. But the thing is, I feel like the mind reader energy is actually somebody saying this to you. I feel like it's a newer energy. Somebody's vibing that you're not being completely on the up and up with them. But I feel like it's because you're confused. Again, not to be repetitive, but it's because I feel like this new energy is super practical, and it's like they fit the bill of something good. You're trying very hard to either leave that energy, the unhealthy energy, behind, and you're just not talking about it, and you're trying to wear the mask in this particular relationship until you don't wear the mask anymore, until you walk with the pain and it all slots off of you. Or for some of you, you're going to realize, oh my gosh, you know what, I can't even stay in this. Even though this person is fantastic, right? Two good people, two different soul paths. I need to go. And I need to just really figure out what it is that I want. So some of you are going to be deciding to go it alone, right? Because remember, we had the hermit energy. Others of you may decide to stay in a connection, but you're still very deep in confusion and thought. It does seem about another energy. You're going to know if that's your reading. If this is not your reading, guys, I'm sorry. Maybe we get to next time, right? Okay, my friends, that is what I have for you. I hope this was helpful in some way. A little bit of a longer read. I don't know why, but whatever. It is what it is. See you guys next time. Bye-bye.